We back up in it. Back up in this thing. We back up in it. Can y'all hear me? We loud and clear. Back up in this game. We back up in this thing. Hey. Back up in this thing. New media. We back up in this thing. Oh my gosh. I told y'all what I came to do. Y'all know what I came to do. Oh my gosh. We back. We back up in this thing. I just did a whole ass video and no. Hold on, let me switch the beats. I just did a whole ass video and it got fucked up. So we back up in this. We just going. Alright, look. City, state, zip. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Tell me where you at. Where you at? Where you from? We gonna talk about this boxing, man. Okay. We back up in this thing. Yeah. I don't wanna do a lot of. Alright, let me cook. City, state, zip, where y'all at, where y'all from, smash the like button, y'all know what it is, New Media Gang Gang. Yeah, area 415, I see y'all. We got so much to talk about. It keeps getting better for us. Shout out to Fort Worth, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, 615. We gonna talk about this. Block Joseph Garcia, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Shout out to downtown LA. Joseph Garcia need to get clapped. Atlanta, I see y'all. MD, y'all in the building. Yeah, laugh at when these shooters come and clap you. 510-806, Texas, 757. Yeah, 401. I told you they want to hate so bad. They know we on top. They know we on top. That's all they can do. Try to come in and hate. You can't stop this. Yonkers, 10710, 860-585. Somebody said no audio. What are you talking about? Everybody else. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, throw your W's up. DMV up in this, Fresno. Throw your W's up in the comment section if you can hear me. 210, Texas, 661-412. We gonna talk about the game. Throw your Dazn up. Business Brain, Frisco 415, and throw your dubs up. Oh my God. Shout out to Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah, shout out to them shotters. Yeah, I like them shotters, bro. Shout out to the brethren. 805. Oh my gosh, listen, man. I don't even know where to begin, bro. All right, let's try to jump into the content. What up, Fight World? Your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, Oscar De La Hoya, he sent out a press release, or Golden Boy. They sent out a press release. The plot thickens. Golden Boy upset. I'm upset. 50,000, that's disrespect. Yeah. Golden Boy upset, bro. They upset because they didn't want the IBF to strip Canelo. I was born ready. I told you. Man, just look at this shit. Y'all gonna let me get right again. New media. You gonna let us be right again. This shit crazy. That shit crazy. Hold on. Let me pull it up for y'all. I like y'all to read along with me so y'all can sing along with me. We about to sing a song with me. Oh my gosh, hold on. This we just can't lose, bro. We just keep getting it right. Oh my gosh. Listen, Rayon Boykin, we got a new channel member. I promise you, we on top with it. We on top. Get your claps up. I'm gonna keep going, but I need to see them clap emojis. I need to see them clap emojis for Boykin. We got a new channel member. I got memberships like Costco. We slanging them things. Ain't no one did it like me. I'm the greatest. I must be the greatest. I shook up the world. I told you, Muhammad Ali go. I'm Muhammad Ego, man. I'm Ego Ali with this shit. I got to be the greatest. Listen, all right. Here's another thing that we predicted. Let me pull it up. Hold on. This shit is crazy. All right. Bow. All right, so this is a press release from, it says, statement from Oscar De La Hoya regarding the IBF's decision to strip middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. Los Angeles. Oscar De La Hoya, chairman and CEO of Golden Boy Promotions, has issued the following statement in response to the IBF's decision to strip middleweight world champion Canelo Alvarez, right? This is what De La Hoya had to say. Quote, "We are extremely disappointed that at the IBF for forcing the world's best fighter to relinquish his world title. We have been in serious negotiations with Sergey Derevyanchenko's promoter. We offered his team an unprecedented amount of money for a fighter of his limited stature and limited popularity, but the truth is that I am now certain they have never had any intentions of making a deal. But instead, they wanted to force us to relinquish Canelo's belt. This is an insult to boxing and, more importantly, an insult to the boxing fans of the world. The decision validates already existing concerns about the credibility of the IBF championship. Canelo's inherited a mandatory challenger by defeating Danny Jacobs, the man who beat Derevyanchenko. So to strip him of his title without giving him enough time to make the best fight possible is truly what is wrong with boxing, and I plan to aggressively consider all legal actions possible." Bro. Let it go, dog. It's over. Hey, bro. So let's break this. I did it unpacked and then it got fucked up. So I'm going to unpack it right now, live in the flesh. West Side, baby. De La Hoya's woofing. He's saying that Canelo didn't have enough time. Bruh, how didn't Canelo have enough time when he fought in May and he knew he had to fight Derevyanchenko? Canelo, the problem is Canelo is, me, Etta, and all this shit. Canelo is a boss and he don't want to be dictated to. He want to make up his own rules. He don't want to, he don't want no one telling him what to do. That's the situation, because realistically they had ample time to negotiate. And I'm going to break that down further. Make sure you guys smash the like button. The real is back. Hold on 1 second, yo. Oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second. This shit is some bullshit. Hold on 1 second, yo. Instagram, they asking me to verify some bullshit. Like, motherfuckers, me trying to log in. What the fuck? I bet. All right, so anyway, this is De La Hoya. De La Hoya acting like they didn't have enough time to negotiate. They definitely did. How didn't they have enough time to negotiate? Shout out to LJ from Australia. LOL. Never heard any complaints when he got the imaginary franchise title. Exactly. We gonna talk about it. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego Unpack. Look, I'm gonna show you what the problem is. Again, Canelo doesn't want to be dictated to. He don't want somebody telling him what to do. And they were dragging their feet. Listen, Canelo is one of the major stars in boxing where we already know beforehand what dates he wants to fight. He said he wanted the quote-unquote Mexican dates. So this is no excuse. You knew last year the 2 dates that Canelo allegedly wanted to fight. Canelo says he wants to fight in Cinco de Mayo weekend and Mexican Independence Day weekend, May and September. How you don't have enough time? It's not like you could book a venue, last September, last May. You can book the venue and plan out if you know the actual dates you want to be fighting at anyway. Now let me cook it up a little bit. Hold on. Okay. This is Canelo's Instagram. So after he fought Danny Jacobs, this dude is all types of places. Look, he on vacation. Look at the date, May 31st. So after the Jacobs fight. Look, he messing around with some watches and shit after the Jacobs fight. Look, he in Monaco chilling after the Jacobs fight. So he on vacation, He out here smashing in Monaco. Look. He driving at top speeds. He driving at top speeds in Monaco and on vacation. So how didn't he have enough time to navigate a fight with Derevyanchenko? See, Oscar De La Hoya is trying to he's doing the Eddie Hearn, where he's trying to clamor to the fans, for sympathy points. Nobody feels sorry for Canelo in that regard. Canelo had ample time to negotiate a fight with Derevyanchenko. The fact is he don't want to be dictated to. The fact is he was on vacation and you didn't press for the fight. The fact is you didn't want to fight against Derevyanchenko initially. And the thing that happened is Golden Boy and Canelo, they had all these other alternate options and they didn't pan out for one reason or another. Either Dazn didn't approve, like Jaime Munguia. They said, nah, you're not fighting Jaime Munguia. We're not paying you for that. We want you to fight Kovalev or Triple G. He don't want to fight Triple G, so that went out the window. Then he negotiated with Kovalev. He clout chased. They clout chased, mentioned Andre, Caleb Smith, and all these other people with no intentions of really sending him an offer. Then they did spend some time, trying to get Jaime Munguia, from my understanding, but Dazn didn't want that, right? And then outside of that, they spent some time with Main Events and Top Rank or whatever trying to get the Kovalev fight. And then ultimately they couldn't get the deal done because of money. Kovalev was like, what? Why would I get less than Danny Jacobs? You coming up to my weight, I'm a champion, you lowballing me. And then Kovalev ended up doing what he's supposed to be doing by fighting his mandatory, because he's like, man, I got to fight this mandatory. You guys are taking too long. We have to revisit this later. So, no, I don't feel sorry for that. I don't feel sorry. Canelo had ample. De La Hoya is making it sound like the IBF did some shit and they just gave him 3 days to negotiate a fight. No, you knew you had a mandatory, but you weren't pressed about it because you thought you can get other options. You thought you could do the Kovalev and get that sewed up. So here's another thing. This is all facts. Outside of Canelo having pre-existing established dates that he wanted to fight, the Mexican dates, so you already knew last year the dates you need to prepare for. Besides that, the IBF rules are pretty strict, and they've been consistent. Tyson Fury got stripped when he went into the Klitschko fight, and then they made Charles Martin versus Glasgow or whatever, right? He got stripped for not being able to fight his mandatory. Triple G got stripped because he fought Vanes Martirosyan instead of Derevyanchenko, and then he wanted to fight Canelo after Vanes Martirosyan knockout. So I actually commend the IBF. While Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy are trying, I'm not saying any of the sanctioning bodies are perfect, because they all do little things here and there. But what I am saying is I actually commend the IBF because they've been a stickler for their rules. Again, Tyson Fury got stripped, Triple G got stripped, now Canelo's getting stripped. Ain't no one man above the crew. You know that shit. And the Bishop, word to Bishop from Juice. So they've actually been consistent with the rules. If you don't fight your mandatory and or give them a good valid reason why you're not fighting them, or doing a unification or something, then you getting stripped. You don't meet the deadlines. They try to work with you to some degree for extensions and shit. You don't reach out to them. You don't open those lines of communication and let them know what's going on. You getting stripped. So this is poor execution from Dazn. and Golden Boy and Team Canelo. This Oscar De La Hoya making it like the IBF, they just following their rules. That's what sanctioning bodies are supposed to be doing. Block Dazn fanboy, get him the fuck out my shit. That's what the sanctioning bodies are supposed to be doing, having written rules and sticking to the script. That's what's supposed to happen. De La Hoya's like, oh, their credibility's in question. So, you know, the WBC, their credibility is not in question for the franchise title with Canelo. But you're saying the IBF, for following their own rules, their credibility is allegedly in question. They've been consistent with the mandatory shit. Fight your fucking mandatory or give them a valid excuse why you cannot. End of story. Canelo's not above that. Shout out to Messiah. I'm the new Messiah of this boxing game. Salute, Soldier. Sorry to get off topic. Did you see they removed Dillian White from the WBA rankings? Well, at least that's consistent to what they did with Luis Ortiz. I didn't notice that, though. Where's the outrage from Eddie Hearns? LOL. Yeah, I didn't notice that, but good looking. I'll look into that. Man, I told you this new media shit is powerful. We control the globe, bro, when this boxing shit, the whole narrative. You see what we say, you see it come up, and you see how it plays out. But as far as De La Hoya, he's making it sound like they weren't given ample time. How? And here's the other thing. They gave Canelo and Team Canelo, they gave him a certain deadline. Let's say July 15th. I don't remember the exact date. He had up until July 15th to request an exemption or an exception or an extension to not fight his mandatory in pursuant to fighting somebody else. They did not do that. They blew off the date. So once that date is blown off and there's no communication there, then you're on the timer. You have to, both teams then have, let's say, 30 days to negotiate a fight. Kamal Oz, $2 super chat. The IBF was born ready and doesn't fuck around. Yes. You know, I'm going to probably say, if you guys super chat, I'm just going to save them all at once because I got to get through this information. You know, so you guys could definitely send the super chat, but I'm going to wait for them to pile up. I'm not forgetting, so please don't say, oh, you got a super chat. I know, but I got to get through this. This is new media. There's a lot. We got a lot to unpack. So, yeah, y'all feel free to send the super chats if you want, but I'm going to wait for 2 or 3 to collect, and then I'm going to come back and revisit them so I can stay on track. The thing is, you had from that point where you didn't communicate with the IBF that you needed an extension, exemption, or this is what's going on, we're doing a unification, then now you're on the timer. Now you're on the timer, and you have like 30 days or whatever it is to negotiate with the team amicably, find a resolution, and stage the fight. So they could have done that with Derevyanchenko. Then on top of that, the deadline was actually last Friday. The deadline was last Friday. They said, hey, we're already talking to Derevyanchenko. We're in serious talks. We need a little bit more time. So they gave them until Monday. Monday comes around. They still have not agreed on the financials. They still haven't agreed on the price. So the IBF strips Canelo. That's what the fuck is supposed to be happening. You blew off the exemption, period of time where you could have communicated. Canelo's in fucking Monaco and speeding in Bugattis and shit, and he's on vacation, knowing he's going to fight in September. You go through all these other options of people not your mandatory, like Kovalev and, Jaime Munguia is not approved, and you throw out Andre's name and, Caleb Smith's name, blah, blah, blah. You waste time there. And then they even give you an extension from the original deadline, which was Friday. You got a couple more days to get this together, and then they still couldn't agree on the money side. So yes, Canelo gets stripped. That's it. It's that simple. So De La Hoya is like complaining and griping as if the IBF is doing something outside following the rules. The thing is, Canelo throughout his career seems to have the belief, or his team, that Canelo is above the rules or can bend the rules. He can make his own rules. He can, I could do this, I'm Canelo. That's not how it works. Canelo's a fighter. He's popular, but he's still a fighter like everybody else. The other reason I believe Oscar De La Hoya is mad is because, like I told you yesterday before I even seen this press release, this puts pressure on Canelo, and now Canelo is allegedly in talks to fight Demetrius Andrade. That's not what they wanted. They probably would rather fight Derevyanchenko because Derevyanchenko is a safer fight. Andrade is 6 feet tall, 6'1", 6'2", whatever he is. He's lean, mean. He can fight aggressive, in pocket, outbox. He moves his feet when he wants to. He's an Olympian. You know, he has better knees than Canelo. They didn't want this fight. That's another reason why I believe that De La Hoya is pissed that he got stripped, because now they have to. They're in between a rock and a hard spot. DAZN needs their money back. You know, all the money, or the money that they're dishing out, they're trying to get into the positive. So they're not going to just approve Canelo to keep fighting Rocky Fielding type people. So it has to be a suitable name for them. Kovalev's fighting Anthony Yard. They couldn't sew that up. You know, they tried to negotiate with Derevyanchenko, right? And he got stripped. So even it don't even make sense to fight Actually, they couldn't fight Derevyanchenko because after he got stripped, Canelo no longer has the mandatory because he got removed of his title. So the belt is now vacated, and Triple G and Derevyanchenko. So yeah, Canelo is pretty much fucked. He's gonna have to fight Andrade or somebody that DAZN approves. Kovalev got tied up. Derevyanchenko's probably gonna get tied up with Triple G or the next highest ranking person. Now Canelo's stuck out here. Poor planning. This is Golden Boy's execution. You knew Canelo was fighting in September. You knew you had mandatories. You knew you had deadline. They didn't file no requests. Here's an example. And again, I'm not saying the IBF is perfect. I don't think none of these motherfuckers is perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us is perfect. But definitely none of the sanctioning bodies is perfect. But I call it like I see it. Smash the fucking like button, new media, digital mob, we the gang. I told y'all, stop playing with me. So the other thing is this. When Kell Brook, he was the IBF champion at welterweight. He took his ass up to middleweight for whatever reason to fight Gennady. You know, he went up there for no reason. Nobody told him to do it, but he went all the way up there to fight guys, Triple G. Then he get his ass stopped. You know, like he in the Creed movie, he gets stopped and shit. And that don't change his obligation to fight Errol Spence. That was his mandatory in the division he's supposed to be in. So he still had Errol Spence problems despite losing to Triple G, right? Kell Brook and his team knew that Kell Brook sustained an orbital eye injury in that fight. So they filed by the deadline a medical exemption that actually bought them several months or X amount of time, said time, so he could recover his eye from the Triple G damage, the orbital damage, and the surgery before facing Errol Spence. And then when he was cleared to come back to boxing, he ended up fighting Errol Spence's next fight. So you see what happens when you don't act above the law and you actually follow the parameters and protocols. The IBF maybe will work with you if you have a valid reason. Kell Brook had a valid reason. His eye was fucked up and he had a surgery on it and a metal plate implanted. So the IBF says, all right, we'll give you time. We're not going to force you to fight Errol Spence, but as soon as you're clear, if you stay at welterweight and keep your belt, your first fight got to be Errol Spence. That's what happened. Canelo smashing sports cars in Monaco on vacation, and his team maybe is on vacation. So, hey, block Tommy. Get this motherfucker out my shit, bro. I'm trying to do an unpack. Get Tommy the fuck out of here. Shooters, I need y'all on it. I'm not playing no games. We trying to get straight to this money. Get him the fuck. He just keep putting lunacy. Get him out of my shit. So, Kell Brook and team follow the process. You have a mandatory Errol Spence. You're unable to fight him for said reason. In his case, it was his eye. As a result, they filed for a medical exemption, got approved. Then he bought some time. Golden Boy didn't do that. What are we talking about? Golden Boy did. They just allowed the first deadline to pass without filing for an extension or exemption, right? So then now you're on the timer to negotiate amicably between both camps. That passed, you know, and then they added a couple of days. You said, hey, we're in negotiation with Derevchenko. Give us till Monday. And then Monday deadline came, Monday 3 p.m. Eastern time. You still didn't have a signed deal and agreed to terms, so they stripped you. That's what happens. It's like if I get a jury duty summons and they say, hey, we need you to appear before court for jury duty October 1st. And I blow it off and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be in Hawaii for October 1st. And then I get fined or get in trouble. Whose fault is that? If you're not going to be in town, you're not going to be able to make your jury duty October 1st appointment, then you got to communicate with the court and let them know, hey, I'm not going to be in the state October 1st. I'm going to be in Hawaii, so I'm not going to be able to make it. If you don't do that and then your ass is in Hawaii like oomps, at a luau or some shit, then what the fuck you think is going to happen? Then the court's going to do whatever the next thing is, and they're going to fine you or, say, hey, you better come to this next jury or whatever. You have to follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules and the procedures and processes, who's to blame? The court or you? The court's doing what they're supposed to be doing. IBF in this situation, they doing what they're supposed. They're following their rules that are clearly spelled out for their champions and outlines. Again, I think this is deeper than rap. I think it's deeper. I think Golden Boy's mad because they're in between a rock and a hard spot. They don't want to fight Triple G. And actually now, because they fucked around, I don't even think they can fight Triple G. Because Sergey Derevchenko is supposed to fight Triple G for the belt. So, if Triple G, this shit is all fucked up. So basically, Triple G is the highest rated person. The belt is now vacated and stripped from Canelo. So Derevchenko is supposed to fight Triple G for the vacant belt, IBF belt. So if Canelo somehow, said, hey, I want to fight Triple G now, then that means Triple G would be leaving the vacant title shot versus Derevchenko, and Derevchenko is going to have to fight whoever's behind Triple G on the list, to make the Canelo fight. So that doesn't really sound logical. That'll look like Triple G ducked Derevchenko twice. They got this shit fucked up. So I don't see that as really being likely. Canelo Triple G 3 next. Kovalev looks like he's fighting Anthony Yarde because he couldn't get appeased. Derevchenko, you couldn't reach a deal, so he don't make sense to fight because he's fighting for a title against Triple G. So who's Canelo going to fight? They're linking him to Andrade, who he should have been fighting in the first place. Bro, they have single-handedly fucked this up. They have fucked this up. Poor ass execution. When you have never seen Floyd look like this, bruh. You have never seen Floyd look like in any situation. I had never seen Floyd and Al Haymon and his team when Floyd was the A-side, the man in boxing, look this crazy, like franchise champion, and I want the Mexican dates, and then have to give up the dates because you couldn't negotiate a point. Then have to, get stripped of 2 belts. Hey, bro, this shit look crazy. I ain't never seen Floyd look like this out of control and out of touch of like what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where he wasn't in the driver's seat, where it just looked like things are just happening to him. Bro, this shit is unraveling for them in a major way. New media. And to me, this is pride, ego, and that type of thing. Feeling above it. You didn't want to follow rules, so certain things happened. You got stripped. Canelo was supposed to fight Charlo. He didn't. So they made up this magical franchise, which made Canelo look bad. Canelo was supposed to agree to fight Derevchenko and, get it sewed up by a certain day. They didn't. So he got stripped. This shit is bad, bro. Because, again, like I said on yesterday's stream, Andrade, if they would have picked that from the beginning, like I said, like your boy Ego told y'all, like New Media told y'all, then they could have been fighting Canelo Andrade, which may still happen, but it would have been for all the belts in the division. But that shows me right then and there, this was not Canelo's choice. His number one priority was not Andrade. If it was, you wouldn't have went about it this way. You wouldn't have been reaching out to Munguia and trying to talk to Dazn and Kovalev and, Dervin Chain. You would have went straight to Andrade. So that bro, that shows me you didn't want to fight Andrade. Now you might have to because you're running out of options. But it's just a bad look because you could have fought Andrade for undisputed. Now you be fighting Andrade for 2 belts between the two of you because you got stripped of 2 belts. This shit is horrible, bro. Block it, the sports guy. He a rat. Get him out of here. Don't give a fuck what you talking about. Block it, the sports guy. I don't want him in my shit. Man, what are you talking about? Terrence Crawford? What the fuck? Block him again and re-block him and then block him again, bro. Man, y'all got to stay focused. I'm not it. I'm straight to the money this episode. At least until I get this shit out. Anyway, speaking of Al Haymon playing chess, not checkers. Here's why. Man, the way Canelo's being managed and led through this process has made him look bad. Aside from that, here's how Al Haymon is winning in this equation. But wait, there's more. This how Al Haymon. Listen, y'all don't listen. If y'all want to see how Al Haymon just did the fool, right? Can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? We got to get them likes up. Watch how I see y'all. This is another reason why Oscar's mad, because he getting killed in the chess game. If y'all want to hear this, can I get a hell yeah and get those likes up? Watch how Al Haymon did him greasy, bro. You got to see. This is why y'all come to me. Watch how Al Haymon did him greasy, bro. You got to see. Okay, we have way too many people and we don't have 200 likes. Well, listen. I'm gonna press the button. I'll end this whole shit. We gotta get the likes up, bro. All right, we gotta get them likes up. But I'm gonna tell y'all. So peep this. Al Haymon doing them greasy. Some of y'all don't know this, so listen up. Sergey Derevyanchenko is advised by Al Haymon. Some of y'all didn't know that, did you? He's advised by Al Haymon. So what that means is this. This is why Oscar De La Hoya is probably pissed. Canelo got stripped of 2 belts, the WBC and the IBF. He got stripped of the IBF yesterday for failure to fight Derevyanchenko, right? The reason he got stripped is this, because if they didn't agree by Monday, it would have went to a purse bid. A purse bid is basically an auction style bidding for the rights to the fight. So De La Hoya just got smoked in the chess game because they didn't pay Derevyanchenko whatever amount of money he wanted, So they legally probably extorted him. They probably wanted some crazy amount of money, because this is the thing. The teams have a certain time period to negotiate amicably by themselves before going to the purse bid. They've exhausted that period of time. It was supposed to be Friday. They got an extension till Monday. Derevyanchenko still wasn't happy with the money. De La Hoya's mad because he didn't want to come off of no more money. So the fight would have went to a purse bid. Again, a purse bid is an auction style bidding. So the reason De La Hoya and Canelo's team, and this is the chess move, the reason they didn't want to go to a purse bid is because it would then become an auction, and Canelo versus Derevyanchenko would be auctioned as a fight to the highest bidder. Meaning PBC could outbid Golden Boy and win the rights and secure the rights to that fight. So De La Hoya couldn't have that, because imagine Canelo fighting Derevyanchenko on Fox or Showtime. I mean, that would be horrible. So they had to get stripped, because they couldn't agree within this period of time, even with the extension. And now they pissed because this was a chess move. Either you were going to break hella bread and probably give Derevchenko a nice healthy ass payday, or it was going to go to a purse bid. And if it would have went to that, then Al Haymon could outbid you. And they got scared at the theory or the thought. Plus, I don't know how that would work since Canelo is contracted to DAZN, because a purse bid, whoever wins the bid wins the bid. So, you know, De La Hoya basically allowed them to strip him, and now his fighter looks bad. So, you know, it's like legal extortion. Like it's like playing the numbers game. Either you were going to pay Derevchenko what the fuck he wanted, or it was going to go to purse bid. But they couldn't allow it to go to a purse bid because, again, that's an auction, and that means anybody can bid, you know. And we've seen like Eddie Hearn in Top Rank, and then Top Rank outbid Eddie Hearn. So they had Maurice Hooker fight in the Top Rank fighters. Maurice Hooker's the champion, but he had to go to OKC to fight Alex Cicero and fight Alex Cicero in his backyard. So that's why he got stripped. That's how Al Haymon just hit him with the, oh my gosh, bro, hit him with the chess move. Derevchenko, let me just recap. Derevchenko is advised by Al Haymon. They had a certain amount of time plus an extension, you know, a couple day extension to agree. If they didn't agree by Monday, which was yesterday, if they didn't agree, or whatever yesterday was, my days are all fucked up. If they didn't agree, then by this week, then it would have went to a purse bid auction. And De La Hoya knows he doesn't want to. Why would you want to go up against PBC and then they win the bid for Canelo Derevchenko, and then Canelo fighting on a PBC event where they're pretty much in charge? Because when you win the auction, you can kind of select the venues and your name. It'll say Premier Boxing Champ, you know, that type of thing. So that's why Canelo got stripped. Bow. That's why De La Hoya's mad. Bow. That's why he said in that press release, I believe they had no intentions of making the fight. Now, I don't think Derevchenko's scared of Canelo. I think they had intentions of making the fight, but they was gonna legally strong arm you and get what they wanted. And if they couldn't, then it was gonna go to a purse bid. And we knew De La Hoya wasn't gonna go that. So now Canelo had to surrender his belt. Man, this is a bad look for all of them. DAZN is looking crazy, bro. Yeah, my bad, Victor. My days is all fucked up, bro. I went on back-to-back trips. That should be fucking you up. I was at Pacquiao Thurman, came home for one day, and then I went to the East Coast, Baltimore, for tank shit. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know what year it is, to be honest. That shit be fucking my days up. I be on different time zones and shit, but it's all part of the hustle. So, bro, this DAZN looking shaky, bro. It's looking real shaky. Triple G got stripped of the IBF belt before the Canelo rematch. Canelo just got stripped of the IBF belt. Horrible planning, horrible everything. And it's backfiring. This is Canelo and Golden Boy's fault, because Canelo, he wants to do what he wants to do, doesn't want to follow the rules, and then it was just poor planning. You spent too much time bullshitting with Kovalev, and then you thought you was just going to be able to make it up on the back end, but you was already on the timer with the Derevchenko shit. You get what I'm saying? So you want to do what you want to do. You want to handpick Kovalev, you know, and make this fight, but then you don't want to give Kovalev what he want. Bro, something is up with DAZN. Eddie Hearn came out and said DAZN got $1 billion a month. How come DAZN fights keep breaking up over money? Canelo Kovalev couldn't agree to the money. Canelo versus Derevchenko couldn't agree to the money. These people are feeling lowballed. You know, Dillian White versus AJ. They were like, before Gerald Miller, they were in negotiation. Dillian White didn't like the money, said he got more money versus Derek Chisora. How is this a constant? How is it Luis Ortiz and AJ fell apart over money? How does DAZN have $1 billion or whatever they say they have, but I just named 4 fights off the top of the dome that all broke up at the negotiating table over money, and one side feeling lowballed in the equation to the point where the fight fell apart. So this is totally Golden Boy's fault. is you can't blame the IBF. They just following their rules. You was dilly-dallying with Kovalev and main events, trying to make some fight nobody even fucking asked for. And now you try to fuck with, Derevchenko on the back end, and you pressed yourself for time. You ran it into a time crunch and it didn't respect deadlines, and then now you mad at somebody. And then, like I said, Al Haymon, they knew you aren't going to allow it to go to a purse bid, so you were either going to give Derevchenko a lot of money, more than you probably wanted to give him, or you were going to go to a purse bid. And we knew Golden Boy can't let Canelo fight on a PBC card, and lose a purse bid. That would be horrible for them. Sam Alvarado, don't overcomplicate it. I understand the concept of a purse bid, but if Sergey asks for a bunch of money and they don't agree, how are purses negotiated once in a purse bid scenario? How does that? Listen, it's really not complex. Basically, you have a free period of time to negotiate between the two of you and figure it out. Like, when you get in an argument with your siblings, like if I got in an argument with my brother, that's like my parents sending me and my brother in the room to talk it out, to figure it out in between us without getting them involved, right? If we still can't agree or get anywhere, then now my parents come in to mediate the argument and to hear both sides. That's basically what's happening. So it don't matter if you ask for a lot of money and can't agree, then it goes to a purse bid, and then that's mandated by certain, depending on the sanctioning body. Like sometimes it's a 75, 25 split or whatever is in place. And then the winning bid, it gets split up by percentages. Yeah, it's a percentage based on the sanctioning body. Unless at that point the teams agreed to something else. But it's just more, purse bid is basically, it's an auction, and it's a way of mediating to make sure this fight happens. Block Steve Sanchez. He says PBC pure bullshit. He hot right now. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. Steve Sanchez, man. Dirty Sanchez is pissed. Hey, Dirty Sanchez, why you so angry, bro? Hey, get Dirty Sanchez out my shit. Get him. Get son of Sanchez, son of Abel, out my shit. Get Abel Jr. out my shit. Fuck what you talking about. He mad. Hey, these motherfuckers is mad. Dirty Sanchez is mad, bro. I try to tell y'all, new media. Man, Dirty Sanchez was hot, bro. He's like, yeah, this is fucking PBC boy. Man, that's the son of Abel. SOA. Fake ass SOG. That's SOA, son of Abel. Get your dumb ass up out of here. We run the game now. The money split is decided and predicated based on the sanctioning body's rules. I just told you that. It's different for different. The IBF could have a certain 70-30. Another person could have 75-25. I don't know. I'm not, I don't memorize all of them. So the purse split is mandated in the rules of, whoever the sanctioning body is. I just told you that. So it could be different. It could be 60-40. It could be 50. I don't know. Whatever the sanctioning body rule set is. Yeah, man. Get son of Abel out of here. Get SOA out of here. Man, I'm sick of it. Dumb son of a bitches in my shit, bro. Son of Abel. Get him out of here. I run the game now. Look at me. Hey. Look at me. I run boxing now. I'm the captain of boxing now. Hey. Look at me. I run the game now. Man, they mad. I'm speaking that real, that new media. I'm speaking that new media. Somebody said Dazn is a hell of a drug. Y'all funny as shit, bro. Y'all funny as fuck. Someone said Dazn is a hell of a drug. That's funny. I like that one. J-Dog's a fool, bro. He said PBC will never bow down to Golden Girl nor Top Rank. So that's the latest. So bottom line, listen, another reason why I blame Golden Boy and Golden Boy and Canelo for this is because they didn't follow any rules set, any deadlines, because they feel Canelo is just me, Etta, and all this shit. They feel like he's above it. It's like they trying to be Floyd, but they're not doing it. They're not depicting it the same way, bro. They simply aren't. You know, Floyd never looked like this. You never supposed to let him see you sweat. This looked crazy just because the way they played it. If you have to fight, listen, the bottom line is this. If Canelo fights Demetrius Andrade next, it's a good fight. But it could have been a monumental fight for undisputed. But because you played your hand how you played it and overplayed your hand, now it's only going to be for 2 belts versus all the belts in the division. And to me, that is asinine to have the same fight and decrease the value of the total fight because you try to explore the Kovalev, Jaime Munguia, Derevyanchenko, and you bullshitted and wasted all this time with all these failed negotiations, right? All these failed negotiations, and then now you have to come back to where you originally should have been in the beginning. I told you guys from the beginning, Triple G or Canelo should have fought Andrade. They are both assigned to Dazn. They're all on the same network. But they tried to skip around and go around Andrade. Now it's looking like one of them has to fight Andrade. And it looks like it has to be Canelo. Or Canelo going to do some weird shit and fight at 68. Or, man, this is just a bad look, bro. It's just what it is. It's just a bad look. Because it's poor planning. It's poor planning. They could have easily said Canelo Andrade. Then he could have just fought for undisputed and boom, end of story. But since they played it how we're going to fight Jaime Munguia, and then Dazn was like, no, you won't. We're not approving that bullshit. Okay, we're not going to fight Triple G. We'll fight Kovalev. They're like, all right, we'll approve that. Then you don't give Kovalev what he want, you know? And had this been played differently, I mean, it doesn't really make sense to go too far off about what coulda, shoulda, woulda. But the bottom line is this. If Canelo was fighting at 175 against Kovalev, if they actually sewed that up and got it done and followed the procedure and protocol, there's a chance the IBF may approve an exemption to keep the belt. If they say, hey, Canelo wants to hold 3 belts in 3 weight divisions simultaneously and be the first Mexican to hold because I don't think any other Mexican fighter ever has held belts at 160, 168, 175. And then they would have requested an exemption. Hey, we'll fight Derevyanchenko, but we're fighting Kovalev. The thing is, they didn't get the deal done, and they didn't follow that protocol. So they just blew off the deadlines, thinking other fights were going to happen. And when those fights fell apart, now they at square one. That's their fault. End of story. That's their fault. So many things could have been played. And again, Canelo's in Monaco on vacation and all this shit, right? And he chilling. How your team's supposed to be? You just fought Jacobs. Your team's supposed to be smashing to get your next fight bracking. You know what I'm saying? Look, this Canelo after the Jacobs fight. He in Monaco chilling. So your team should be working while you chilling or you should be back with your team because you knew you wanted to fight on the quote-unquote Mexican dates. You knew that. You knew you wanted to fight on those dates, so why on earth would you let so much time elapse for failed negotiations, you know? And I told you, Dazn and Canelo weren't on the same page. I think they would have made the Jaime Munguia, but Dazn was probably like, nah, we don't want that. We not paying you all that money for a 54-pounder coming off a bad performance versus Dennis Hogan. Man, this is a bad situation. But per usual, new media is on the right side of it. I predicted a lot of this stuff. You guys see, if you know my channel, if you watch my channel, we ain't done enough. Listen, let me see where we at in the likes. It gets worse. If y'all want me to make it worse, like the perception worse, listen, let's push for over, like, closer to 200 likes, and I'm gonna show you. I'm about to break this new media shit down even more. I'm about to make it a whole lot worse. Listen, smash the like button if you want me to make it worse and bring some more shit to light and show you how new media continues to win. That all you got to do is say hell yeah in the comment section. All right, we had 172 likes. Push for that 200. If you in here, my man hot boxing, listening to Ego. Yeah. You know, I have a lot of smokers that fuck with my channel. All right, we close. We getting close. Smash the like button. I'm about to break this shit down like an ounce. I'm about to break this. Oh my gosh. All right. Look. Let me show you how new media is fucking killing you boys. Per usual. Watch this. Watch how I do them, bro. All right. Say when. Say when. Watch this. Say when. I'm on it. New media. Man, we've got this shit so right. Ego got females in here for the boxing chat. Man, y'all know me. I bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in. All right. Bow. Kevin Iole of Yahoo Sports. Look at what his article is titled. John Skipper's epic failure has Canelo flexing his muscle on Dazn. John Skipper, you know, the owner of Dazn, or one of the frontmen, epic failure. Let's click on that. Yeah, let's. I told you that new media shit is a motherfucker, bro. Man, I told you we control the narrative. Death Row East. Believe in that. Hold on. Believe in this Death Row East. All that other bullshit y'all used to listening to. Kevin Iole. This is Yahoo Sports, right? I said this is Yahoo Sports, man. Oh, my gosh. Bro, this is a major website. Look what it say, bruh. It says, this is the opening of the article. Shout out to Yahoo Sports. There is no other way to put it. John Skipper is making an absolute mess of the boxing program at Dazn. Bro, listen how he started that article, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Why y'all do this? Man, turn this shit off. What is this? Look, I told you I run the game. Listen to the shit I say. All right, look. This the real deal. This the real deal. This the real deal. Shit is easy work. It says, there is no other way to put it. John Skipper is making an absolute mess of the boxing program at Dazn. He blew it by not having a final say on Canelo Alvarez's opponents. And in the process, he blew a major event for the streaming service in September that would have led to a major influx of new subscribers. The number of people who watch fights on DAZN matters little in its subscription-based business model. What it needs is for each fight it streams to help boost the subscriber number. More than 90% of its fights, no matter how good they are and turn out to be in the ring, do nothing to sell subscriptions. It's fights with the biggest names, Alvarez, Golovkin, Anthony Joshua, that do that. There are two massive weekends each year in the boxing calendar: Saturday, May, Cinco de Mayo, and Mexican Independence Day week in September. The tradition of fighting on those 2 weekends had begun by Top Rank promoting Oscar de la Hoya. Majority of large pay-per-view bouts in history has come on one of those 2 weekends. Shout out to Fried Sushi. Look at your boy Skipper, looking like Professor X and shit. Magneto. Professor X looking at. Neither Alvarez, who signed a contract with Dazn in excess of $300 million, nor Golovkin will be fighting on Mexican Independence Day this year. That is nothing more than a failing of Skipper's leadership. Damn, homie. When he signed Golovkin to a deal that paid him more than $100 million and he was moving down the backstretch of his career, Skipper failed to get anything in writing to protect Dazn if Alvarez and Golovkin, for whatever reason, didn't want to fight each other. And, I'll save the rest for you guys to read. But very good write-up. Man, that motherfucker look like Professor X. Magneto! Professor X looking at it. Professor X blood. Listen. Bro, you got Yahoo Sports on you. They on you right now. What have I been saying from the jump? How's this stuff gonna work out? But Ioli's right. Historically, those 2 months, because Oscar de la Hoya was doing his thing on it. Julio Cesar Chavez before that, that's what the article didn't mention. He used to fight in Cinco de Mayo weekend and shit. He used to fight May, September too. Floyd fought in those 2 dates. And then now they Dazn talking about, no disrespect, because that's my guy, but no, they talking about Devin Haney versus an unknown, eliminator guy, And they talking about that for September when it was supposed to be Canelo had them dates unlocked. Horrible. And the other thing that makes it bad is when it's all this stuff is like, industry rumors and stuff. You see it. You see how chaotic it is. How hard is it for Canelo? Canelo's such a star. How hard is it to sew up fights? Like I said, when have we ever seen Floyd Mayweather struggle to get, to land an opponent? It was almost like if Floyd chose you, you take the fight, for the opportunity. And then they made it worthwhile, obviously, with the money because you didn't see all this. But Canelo, he wants to fight Kovalev. He like, nah, you ain't not even offering me no money. And then same thing with Derevchenko. They disagree with the money. It's just a bad look. And to make matters worse is, where the fuck is Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz? Listen, there's an immediate rematch clause that was immediately triggered 2-3 days after Joshua lost to Ruiz. What's taking so long with that particular fight? Ruiz said he'll fight Joshua. Joshua said he'll fight Ruiz. How come they can't facilitate these fights? These bigger fights? Because Andy Ruiz, what he did now made that a big fight because he blew up overnight, celebrity overnight shit, right? So, what is different? Like, what is differing where Al Haymon can get Pacquiao and Thurman in the ring? I don't know what they did. I don't know how much they got, all that shit, but they can make it happen. They can get Sean Porter and Errol Spence in the ring for unification. They can get Wilder, the Fury fight, and Luis Ortiz, and pretty much run it back and repeat it. Top Rank, they're able to get their fights done. At least the fights that they want. Kovalev Yard and shit. Kovalev Leader Hour. But, when it comes to Dazn, it's like a struggle fest to get some of these fights. Ruiz he's clearly not afraid of Joshua. He took him on 5 weeks notice. So something has to be up. They're trying to get leverage that they don't have or some legal. I think it's probably over location because Andy Ruiz just said on Joe Rogan's show, yeah, I ain't fighting that motherfucker in the UK. I don't care what no one said. So I don't know how true it is. I don't know. But That's what it looks like. It's breaking down over a location. You know, Andy Ruiz like, I'm not going to the UK. And I don't blame him with all that Dillian White, UK, BBBSC shit. I don't blame him. So it's just looking ugly for DAZN. Now it's looking real ugly when you have even, you know, mainstream media like Yahoo Sports, and they saying the same types of shit I'm saying. See, the difference with me is I say it off the cuff. I don't care who's mad. I say it when nobody's saying it. I say these things when it's not fashionable. I put my neck on the line every time, you know, because some people, no matter if you're telling the truth or not, some people get angry. Oh yeah, I'm not giving you a credit, you know, whatever. But I'm self-made, well paid. I don't got to worry about that type of dumb shit. As long as I'm true to myself, you know, I feel good. And as long as I can, you know, can have a community, keep it a buck with y'all, I'm good. But these things aren't a good look for DAZN. And like I said, Ioli is right. Yahoo Sports, they're right. You have, you know, it's just disastrous. You have a big historically big date in May, and then you just blow it in September. And even the fight in May, I feel like Canelo versus Danny Jacobs, the fight didn't really live up to what I expected. And beyond that, I really feel like the promotion was very lacking. Same thing with Hooker Ramirez. It turned out to be one of the fight of the years. However, who cares when the casuals aren't tuning in until after the fact? The goal is to get people watching boxing when it's live and when it's like going, like expecting the shit. DAZN has had some good fights, like Juan Francisco Gallo Estrada, you know, Ramirez. They haven't had like hella good fight, you know, but there's some that have been pretty good. Like I said, Estrada versus Rungvi Side 2 and Hooker Ramirez. But the thing is ill promoted, so people aren't necessarily knowing about it in advance. Hello from Romania. Shout out to Romania. So DAZN got to do something. They really do, you know. And I really told you guys this from the beginning. DAZN keeps. I really feel like for a billionaire company or whatever amount of money that they allegedly have, they didn't really do a lot of research and thinking about the boxing game, to me. For example, what the fuck is the point of Canelo being on DAZN and Triple G being on DAZN and Andre being on DAZN if you don't have nothing to force these motherfuckers to fight each other, which would boost up your ratings? And just, this is all stuff I've said from the jump. How you have a platform with Canelo and Andre and Triple G and you can't make them fight each other? You have no say in it? Like, man, come on, bro. That's like me employing a fight, like someone to cover a fight for me or something, and I have no say on the outcome. Nah, bro. How can't you? Canelo could just fight who he wants, and you just gotta shell out the $35 million per. Come on. You know, so it's like a conflicting egos or some shit. Canelo want to do what he want to do. He don't want to fight Triple G. But DAZN was like, man, we really want you. We need subscribers. We want you to fight Triple G. And they can't find no middle ground. So Canelo's like, hey, man, I ain't fighting Triple G, but I'll fight Kovalev, fight Derevyanchenko, and you got to pay me, you know? HBO never did this. HBO, Bob Arum got angry. That's why he ultimately left Bob Arum. I mean, that's Top Rank ultimately left, is because HBO didn't approve some of the fights that he, like Jesse Vargas Pacquiao. HBO was like, nah, we got Ward Kovalev. We don't want that. You know? So HBO, at the very least, they had the ultimate say what was on their network. Same thing with World Boxing Super Series Series 1. They got offered and pitched that fight, but the HBO was like, nah, that's not big enough for what we want. We're not gonna get enough return on our investment sending Jim Lampley to Saudi Arabia and all these places where the World Boxing Super Series is. You get what I'm saying? So HBO, they control what was on their network. Dazn, how you paying all this money and putting up Canelo Rocky Fielding, and then Canelo don't want to fight Triple G, and he want to fight Haymon, and you're like, nah, I'm not paying you 35 mil for that. It's just like there's no middle ground. You know, how is same thing with Triple G. How you pay Triple G $15-18 million to fight Steve Rolls? You know, I'm not saying it as a hater. I'm just being real. That's just bad business. If DAZN was smart, they'd hire people like you and Dante, whoever else is doing it big with this new media shit. Y'all probably would do a much better job. Appreciate you. That's like if you're a drug dealer and you get a brick and you flip it for a certain amount of money, you have to ration out and be reasonable with how much the people you have on the corners and the lookouts and shit. You can't pay all of them like some crazy amount to the point where you're not even getting any profit at that point. You sold a whole brick, but you paying the people on the streets and the corners and the lookouts, paying them too crazy, and you're not even making no profit yourself. And then on top of that, you got to pay your supplier. You got to pay Poppy. You know, you got to pay the plug. So the way you divvy up the pie is really imperative. You know, it's imperative. If you got to pay your plug or your supplier back, you know, you got to make a profit yourself. Then you have to ration out and be reasonable with how much you pay, you know, your minions, your lookout boys, or, you know, the people who are on the corner like chopping it and have a little trap house. You know, otherwise ain't nobody making no money. And then, like I said, poor planning. Canelo could have literally been out here fighting Andrade, which would have been a great fight, a respectable fight for undisputed. But because he didn't choose that to begin with, and he elapsed and blew off all these other deadlines and shit, now if he does fight Andrade, he's fighting Andrade for 2 belts. Andrade brings in 1 belt, and then now Canelo has 1 belt. Why did we watch Canelo versus Jacobs if he was going to allow this to happen and get stripped before? Listen, Canelo fought in May, first week of May. By August 1st, he basically got stripped. So he had the IBF belt for the summer. But by the fall, you're not even why do we watch unifications like that? That's stupid. That's like Sean Porter and Errol Spence. The goal, I would imagine, is since you're unifying with each other, then that person's going to have 2 belts. Then you would fight Pacquiao or Crawford. Right? Why would Errol Spence, let's say Errol Spence beat Sean Porter. You fight Sean Porter, beat him, take his belt, and because poor planning and poor team management, you lose the WBC because you don't fight you guys, or you don't give them any communication that you're trying to fight Pacquiao in a unification. That's poor planning, period. Poor planning. If Errol Spence is going to fight Pacquiao in the unification, he can buy time and not have to fight you guys, period. But you and your team got to be strong and make the right decisions and instead of just blowing off deadlines, period. But again, I think that shows you the arrogance and pretty much the pompous of Canelo. You know? It's the pompous of Canelo where he's like, he don't feel like no rules apply to him type shit. Jacobs is moving to 68, so he's not going to go after the IBF. Now, let's switch gears because I see y'all talking about it. And here's part of the title. Listen, smash the like button. Class is in session. We just been breaking shit down for the longest. Yeah, smash the like button. Hey, the dislikes crept up. Fuck what y'all talking about. Here's another problem. Aside from the DAZN thing, you see these companies who are trying to make their mark in boxing in America. Everything goes through new media. I told y'all that, right? We control the narrative. And they keep doing whatever the fuck they want to do instead of listening to the fans. I told you it wasn't going to get easier. Canelo should fight an American Olympian who's undefeated and a good fighter and a champion in Demetrius Andrade. They did all this to fight all these European and Eastern European and all this. They all failed. All those negotiations failed. Now you're back where you fucking started, looking at Demetrius Andrade as a viable opponent when you should have been doing that. You should have listened to new media to begin with. Same thing with Tyson Fury. Perfect segue. ESPN out here allegedly paying Tyson Fury $108, $110 million. And they're talking about he's about to fight Otto Wallin. No, all y'all Wallin, bro. Who the fuck is Otto Wallin? Oh my gosh, bro. Who is Otto? Y'all Wallin. ESPN Wallin. Who is Otto Wallin, bro? That sounds like a fucking a basketball player, NBA player with the bullets. That's what that sounds like. Who is Otto Wallin? Don't that sound like a nine? Oh my gosh. Come on, bro. That sounds like a 90s player from the Washington Bullets. Who the fuck is Otto Wallin, dog? Hey, old media taking, dog. This shit crazy. Old media been getting fucked up this year. I told y'all didn't want to believe me. Nah, ESPN Wallin. Who the Otto Wallin? Man, fake ass Transformers. Autobots, engage. Otto Wallin, engage. Like, who the fuck? Sam, there's much you don't know. Man, fucking Optimus Prime and Otto Wallin. That motherfucker sound like an Autobot. Get him the fuck up out of here. Fuck with all y'all. Everybody, motherfucker named Otto. Who is that? You need to automatically cancel that fight. Who the fuck is Otto Wallin? Oh my god. That motherfucker sound like a Transformer and shit. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and Otto Wallin. Motherfucker sound like a USB socket and shit. Otto Wallin. That motherfucker, he an android. He ain't even a real person. That motherfucker a cyborg and shit. Otto Wallin. Motherfucker sound like a vacuum. You know them self-vacuuming vacuums? Who the fuck is an Otto Wallin? Man, ESPN, y'all. Hey, sign up to ESPN on my link. But hey, ESPN. I'm Disney Ego. I gotta call it a buck, bro. I gotta keep it a stack. Man, Tyson Fury versus Otto. First of all, let's break it down. We unpack coming to you live. Listen. They said that they wanted Tyson Fury to fight an American. All right, bet. Who's Otto Wallin then? I ain't never seen him in America. Who is that? Second of all, this is officially confirmed that Tyson, I do not believe, Tyson Fury said he beat Deontay Wilder 10 rounds to 2. I do not believe you at all. I don't believe anything you're saying. Because if you really feel that, and you felt that you in your heart of hearts beat Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder 10 rounds to 2, why the fuck you fighting Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin? Come on, bro. There has to be someone better. There has to be. Someone who's more like known and, I'd rather see you fight Cannon Briggs. Real talk. Let's go, champ. Champ. Yeah, I said yeah. Like, come on. Otto Wallin. Shout out to Daniel Mason. Favorite muscle of mine is muscle of mine, and Ego's type of hustle is the hardest to find. Shaking my head at this crap show at Golden Boy. Man, once again, I told you, these American company and these different companies, they not listening. It don't even affect me. You guys see it. You see the deconstruction with that new media. You got to give us what we want. Man, who is Tyson Fury? They keep trying to make it like Tyson Fury is this big star. His big fight is Otto Wallin and Tom Schwartz, really? And these bum ass dudes in the comment section, and some of these dudes is from the UK. Let's not forget. So we got to call out names. The UK, there's a lot of people from the UK. Oh my gosh, bloody hell! I don't think I want to watch Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz too. What? Oh, why should I watch Dominic Brazil? I don't want to see Dominic Brazil versus Wilder. Bang. What? You're gonna complain about Deontay Wilder and Dominic Brazil, his mandatory? You're gonna complain about, Luis Ortiz, who gave Wilder a tough fight, and you lied and said the ref cheated and the doctor cheated? That's your problem? But you don't have nothing negative to say about Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz, Tyson Fury, Otto Wallin? Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Listen, if that applies to you, get the fuck off my channel, like forever. Like, I don't ever want to see you guys ever again. If you're okay with, if that's your logic, you're angry with Wilder versus Brazil and Luis Ortiz, and you speak out against that publicly, but then you good with Otto Wallin. Motherfucker sound like a drunk uncle and shit. Man, Otto Wallin, he back in the backyard with Otto Wallin. Who the fuck is Otto Wallin? I never even heard it. Man, I heard of him, but I don't know who the fuck he is. Man, if you got 2 O's in your first name, bro, get out of here. I don't want to see no heavyweights with 2 O's in their first name. That's a rule of mine. If you got 2 O's and 2 T's in your name, I don't want to see this shit. Otto Wallin. Tank top screaming, Otto, I don't fit you. You see how far them white jokes get you? Tank top screaming, Otto, I don't fit you. Look, his Snoop Dogg got a boob job. Like, man, get this 8 Mile ass motherfucker out of here. I'll end this shit. Well, have a nice day. Kiss my ass, but have a nice day. This motherfucker from 8 Mile. Otto Wallin. Man, get these 8 Mile battle rappers the fuck up out of here. Fuck it. You could take the mic home with you. You see how far them white jokes get you? Tank top screaming, Otto, I don't fit you. I ain't never heard no fucking Otto. Man, ESPN, this shit is a travesty. You can have all the Mark Kriegels, Mark Twain, you can all the in-depth monologues and all the shit you want. There ain't shit that gonna make this fight look like the fight that people have been begging for. You can get Mark Kriegel, Mark Pringle, whoever the fuck you want to do some kind of bio and backstory. This ain't it, Chief. Ain't nobody looking for this. And like I said, some of y'all are deplorable and despicable, because when Wilder, he ended up fighting Brazil or Luis Ortiz gets announced, these people will be like, oh yeah, I don't think I want to see this. This is not a good fight. I would much rather see Deontay Wilder versus Anthony AJ. Why doesn't he fight AJ? They be playing this fucking game and role and shit, acting like they're, hardcore, like more hard. This is what they always do. Like they more hardcore fans than you and shit. Dominic Brazil? I don't think this is a good fight at all. Why should we watch Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Brazil? It's simply not good. It's not good. Me acting all stupid and shit. And then when Tyson Fury, who's from your backyard and shit, he fighting Tom Schwartz. What are you doing? Hey, Dylan, give these people he fighting all these motherfuckers, bro. Otto Wallin and shit, and they ain't got nothing to say, man. Stop playing with me. Otto Wallin. Doesn't even sound like a real name. I'm at Six Flags laughing out loud. Ego got these people looking at me weird. Man, y'all know what the fuck I'm saying is true. Bro, there's no way you believe you beat Wilder 10 rounds to 2 and you're fighting Otto Wallin. I've never even heard. Who is Cuz, bro? Talking about some Otto Wallin, man. Talking about he a big Tyson Fury, the biggest heavyweight star. So someone said Otto Wallin sounds like a recliner. Hey, get out of here. That's what he sound like everything else but a heavyweight fight I want to see. Otto Wallin, bro. Really? There's no way. I don't care with no Tyson Fury. I don't care. You know, you can kick me out like Ellie and kick me out the gym. I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm just being real. Ellie is a wanker. You know, kick me out or whatever. I'm just telling you what the fuck it is. I never even heard of him in no recent talks or nothing like that. He said the second round, 30th pick in the 1999 NBA draft, Otto Wallin. See, that's what I'm saying. He played for the Washington Bullets. I'm sure of it. Ego got the funniest impressions that Pacquiao. Yeah, it's up to my promoter, Otto Wallin. I will, my next fight, I will fight Otto Wallin. Man, who the fuck is Otto Wallin? And I told you this is what they do. The Black Channel. Why would anytime Wilder could fight Gerald Washington, undefeated. We know who the fuck he is. He fought Amir Mansour before, you know. And they're like, I don't want to watch Deontay Wilder versus Gerald Washington. Why? It's always a complaint. And then Tyson Fury come out with, you know, the Bad News Bears or whoever the fuck he wants to fight. And then now they got something. But when it's a black fighter like Wilder, the black, why would Wilder not? Why would Deontay Wilder? I think. Why would Deontay fight Gerald Washington? Isn't he a football player? You know, they got all this stupid shit to say. They got all this stupid shit to say when Wilder fights somebody. The black channels. Why would Deontay Wilder choose to fight Johan Duhaupas? Why is he fighting Molina? You know, they always got some shit to say when it's Wilder. And then you hear this Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz. Hey, who's your daddy and what does he do? You hear this Tyson. Recall. This motherfucker had total recall. Yeah, demure. Like, what type of lady you want? Athletic, demure. Remember when Otto was in the recall chair strap? He was in that chair trying to get out. Otto Wallin. Man, get the fuck ESPN. Stop it. Or if you're dyslexic, POTS. That's stop spelled backwards. Listen, ESPN, you gotta do something, bro. You got you got Total Recall clients versus Tyson Fury. Man, I'm done. Don't ever tell me shit about Wilder. Wilder, listen, I don't care. You could say, oh, you're in love with Wilder. I don't care what the fuck y'all talking about. Wilder is a king of Zamunda. He fighting better motherfuckers than this. Speaking of Zamunda, Tyson Fury probably finna fight the dude that stopped Eddie Murphy at the hockey game. Oh, I will cherish this moment for the rest of my life. He gonna fight him, bro. Who is Otto Wallin? Just tell me. Who is he? Otto Wallin sounds like a dog breed. Wow. Hey, y'all out of pocket. Man, there's no way Tyson Fury and his team believe he won 10 rounds to 2. Because why would you take light touches to this extreme? Bro, really look at it. And I fuck with Tyson Fury. I like him. I like his theatrics and shit, but I gotta keep it a buck. You know, that's just who I am. And this is the thing. Smash the fucking like button. The real is back. This is how I know 1,000% that Tyson Fury and his team don't believe what they saying. They would 10 rounds to 2 and all this shit. Because you would not need to regress. Really break this down. Outside of Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury's fucking comeback, since first of all, no one told him to do drugs. I don't give a fuck what no one's talking about. I've been depressed. I ain't never did no drugs. I smoke weed. I don't smoke now, but I've smoked before. And I drank alcohol. So that's that. Nobody told you to do drugs and obesity and all that. Since he has come back, his resume stacks up like this. Safari, the motherfucker with 2 first names, the same first name twice, Francisco Pineda, Wilder, then Tom Schwartz, and now they're saying Otto Wallin, a motherfucker with 2 O's and 2 T's in his name. His parents was shooting dice and just rolled some shit, bro. They're like, all right, two O's. All right, give me a T. Give me a T. Otto, motherfucker. It's either Otto or 2. TTOO. So I chose Otto. Man, get the fuck up out of here, bro. Tyson Fury's comeback resume has been atrocious. Safari. Hardcore rapper, but he's Safari. Safari. Francisco Pineda. Tom Schwartz and Autobots. Outside of Wilder, of course. So 4 people nobody ever knew. See, now the thing is, I didn't really bag on because the first fight, all right, first fight back. Then the second fight, we knew he was fighting Wilder. So I wasn't impressed about it. But now this is getting ridiculous. Man, Tyson Fury talking about Dillian White, AJ, Usyk, Wilder. He can't really say anything about anyone. That motherfucker sound like a phone case. Motherfucker got an OtterBox, Otto Wallin 2.0 case. That shit sound like an iPhone case. Man, a fucking military grade, drop proof, waterproof, OttoBox, Otto Wallin case, bro. You fighting a cell phone case. Stop playing with me. That's it. I just went over Tyson Fury's 2 fights before Wilder. Safari, Francisco Pineda, Wilder, and then he fought Tom Schwartz, and now the latest is that he's going to fight Otto Wallin. Usyk, he's just recovering from a bicep tear. So, if you really look at Tyson Fury's miraculous, man, I'm picking Wilder for sure. Because the other thing is his confidence, if he beats Luis Ortiz, he's going to have real confidence because he's fighting real life competition. And real life guys, man, this new media shit is fucking y'all up. They love to tell you that Wilder is bum squad and he ain't fought no one and bum ass resume and chicken leg Wilder. Man, do the math. Look at Wilder's last 4 or 5 fights and look at Tyson Fury's last 4 or 5 fights. Tyson Fury's last 4 fights outside of the Wilder fight, because they have that in common, have been atrocious. Wilder's finna fight Luis Ortiz again. So I'm really picking Wilder. I was already picking him, but I'm for sure picking him because he's at least fighting real competition that would gear him. Whoever's doing this for Tyson Fury, that doesn't it's light touch, but how's that going to gear you for the power of Wilder when you're not even being put in a challenging position where a guy should really have much chance to beat you in terms of the experience department and lack thereof and shit. Block I knew it was a rat. Lorraine. Block this motherfucker, bro. This shit is Otto Wallin little brother. Sato. That was Sato Wallin. Block him. He under his fake burner account. Costu Laurentieu. Yeah, Rents do, motherfucker. Shout out to Ted Pluckett. Block Costu. He listen, where the shooters at? He trying to make this into a game. He said block him. Motherfucker, him is you. He is I and I am him. What you talking about? Block him. I'm talking about block you. Where the shooters at? But shout out to Pluckett. The freedom of talk. Hey, get this. Oh my God, I gotta get rid of it. He said the freedom of talking. Ain't no freedom. I'm Michael Jackson. You Tito. Where this motherfucker at? Bow. Oh shit, rockabye baby. But Pluckett, that's a great comment. Fury fighting like he coming off a KO loss says a lot about the first fight. Indeed, that's what I'm saying. He had a Amir Khan schedule after Canelo knocked him out. Phil LaGreco and Samuel Vargas. That's the type of fights you take when when Danny Garcia knocked you out. You brought up a guy from 35 to 40. Carlos Molina. That's the type of fights you take when you get knocked out. You absolutely right. Shout out to Myron Dinard. Tyson Fury hit a lick on ESPN. He fight nothing but unknown fighters. Listen, I don't feel one bit sorry. Because if they approving it and allowing it, good luck. But it's ridiculous because ESPN has this big ass platform for sports in general, and look at their pound for pound list. Look at what they're doing with their boxing programming. They're not. These aren't fights that, by and large, UFC kicking that ass. Then you know what I'm saying. UFC put on some good fights. They had a rough last year, but I think UFC been putting on some pretty good fights, like the Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington this week versus Robbie Lawler. So if you want to sign up for ESPN, especially for the UFC shit, they got some good fights. But ESPN Plus, link in the description of all my videos. You can sign up. But for the boxing programming, it's kind of dry. Tyson Fury needs Wilder, bro. He ain't gonna bubble fighting Otto Wallin and shit. Ego, what do you think about what Canelo said on Twitter? Oh, he dissed me? Canelo dissed me? Hold on, let me check this out. What did Canelo say about me? What'd he say? Shout out to Mike Coppinger, too. IBF rules plainly laid out order to fight between Canelo Derevyanchenko. Golden Boy Promotions didn't ask for an exception. This is I just seen this, but this is exactly what I said. Golden Boy didn't ask for an exception. Purse bid got ordered. No deal by the deadline. Both sides agreed to side a deal where Canelo would be stripped if no deal was by the deadline. It got extended 3 times. Still no deal. He got stripped. Oh my gosh, new media is just killing y'all. It's that simple. You don't follow the rules, you are going to get stripped. Especially the IBF don't be playing. IBF be like, bitch better have my money. Man, who is Jason? Man, block Jason James. I don't trust a motherfucker with 2 first names. Anthony Joshua, Jason James. Blocked. Oh, my God. I got him. It's cool. Yeah. Terrence Crawford know me. Terrence Crawford, he's a beast. Why the fuck would I be mad? These dudes just be saying whatever. Hey, what? Hey, Canelo. Hey, this is Hey, look, Crawford's coach watching your channel. Shout out to Crawford's coach. Shout out to Omaha. Hey, I'm coming to Timeout Chicken. I want some Timeout Chicken. I'm coming back to Omaha. I might try to go to Crawford's Mean Machine fight. Listen, Canelo said, I'm very upset and ashamed with my fans to be unfairly stripped of my belt by the IBF, but especially when I did not have the knowledge of the agreement that Golden Boy Matchmaker had signed. Hey, bro, this shit is falling apart. So I don't get it. He going after the Golden Boy matchmaker, like they're at odds. Why he disagree? Why? Hey, this is the best. This is the best year for new media, bro. We just keep getting it right, bro. I told you Canelo was on Look, man, I predicted everything that ever happened. No, I'm just playing. But I predicted this whole scenario. Canelo's on vacation. Your team wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing. Period. But why are you upset with the fans? We didn't strip you, motherfucker. Why? Hey, Canelo Wallin, dog. Motherfucker said he upset with the fans. We didn't do this. Your team did this. They didn't negotiate certain things and on your behalf. What you mad at us for? Remember that episode of Martin? What'd we do? What do you mean, what'd we do? So I don't get that. I don't see how he mad at us. What'd we do? You, like the fans just ganged up and took your belt. Oh, we didn't do this. Yeah, I don't know what he talking about with that. That man. Oh, I love my job, bro. That man said, I'm very upset and ashamed with my fans to be unfairly stripped of my belt by the IBF. How is it unfair, bro? Hey, Canelo, he should have just went to Haymon, bro. Because Canelo, he beefing with Golden Boy. This shit is sad. Look, it says, especially with I gotta do a video about it, but especially when I did not have the knowledge of the agreement that the Golden Boy Promotions matchmaker had signed. Bro, just listen to what he said. Man, there ain't no saving face. Listen, this shit don't even make sense, bruh. Smash the like button. I told you I got the real. This new media shit is destroying. I love it. Yeah, I don't know why he ashamed with us. Listen to what he said. I'm very upset and ashamed with my fans. We didn't strip you, though. Pause. To be unfairly stripped of my belt by the IBF, but especially when I did not have the knowledge of the agreement that Golden Boy Promotions matchmaker had signed. So I don't know if he noticed this or if the translator fucked it up, but that makes no fucking sense. He just said to be unfairly. I listened to the verb, the vernacular and the verbs and the words that you say. He said to fairly be unstripped. Fair, unfairly. That means it was unjust. It was like not on level playing ground or whatever. So how is it unfair? And then you close by saying, I didn't know my Golden Boy Promotions matchmaker signed a contract that said this. You get what I'm saying? So it's really like an oxymoron. How are you unfairly stripped and you're pretty much acknowledging that your own team was in on hey, if we didn't come up with an agreement by this week, I was going to get stripped. So how is that unfair? Just because you didn't know about it, that's an inner turmoil. That's something you got to look at your own team for that. How is it unfair when your team didn't put you in a position to win? That's my point. He's like, oh, I'm unfairly stripped. You weren't unfairly stripped. Your team signed a deal, and this has been corroborated by Mike Coppinger and other people, right? How is it unfair then? Your team did not follow due process. Myron Dinner, $5 super chat. While Canelo was on vacation, Oscar was playing with that nasal candy. Wow. And Canelo got stripped. See, I can't sympathize with that. Man, it's looking ugly, bro. Look at Mike Coppinger. IBF rules plainly laid out. They ordered a fight, Canelo and Derevchenko. Golden Boy Promotion didn't ask for an exception. The purse bid got ordered. No deal by the deadline. Both sides agreed to sign a deal where Canelo would be stripped if no deal by the deadline. This got extended 3 times, still was no deal, and he got stripped. So how you going to blame the fans? How you going to blame the IBF? How are you going to say it's unfair, poor treatment when your team did this? He said it's a mistranslation. He typed the translation. It's his page. I didn't convert this to English. That's what he said. I didn't take a Spanish tweet and then Google translate it. So this is what they put on their page. That's another error from Golden Boy and Canelo's team. That was an English tweet left on his page untranslated. That's how he posted it. So whoever is running your account, they posted that on your behalf saying I'm upset with the fans, which is bullshit. You talking about you upset with the fans? Hell no, bro. How you a multimillionaire Spanish speaker who speaks some English and you can't get a translation right for a tweet? Man, fuck that. He mad at us. He mad at the fans. That's what he said. Hey, bro. Hey, it's looking terrible. Now you're forced to fight Andrade or some wild card fight. You lost 2 of your belts. You're no longer undisputed. You became a franchise WBC champion, which was nightmarish and made no sense. Main event March. Shout out. Oh my, this is why I love my shooters, bro. My shooters be holding it down in the chat and they listen to their boxing brains. Main event Mark. IBF holds up their rules. He thought he was above their rules. IBF said fuck off. Period. Well stated. This is what we're talking. I just told you an example. It's like jury duty. If they send me a note, this is a legal thing. You have to go to jury duty in America. If I get a jury duty summons to meet, they give you notice and they say, be at jury duty October 1st. If I, easy work. If I get a jury duty, it's your duty legally to, appear if requested. If I get a jury duty summons and it says they give you time and it says I'll be jury duty, we need you to come to the court October 1st. And I have plans and I'm going to be in Hawaii and I blow it off and I don't communicate with the court that I'm not going to be able to make it or reschedule, then whose fault? That's my fault. You can't just go to Hawaii and then when the jury duty people are on your ass and saying, yo, you missed jury duty, we're fining you. And then you mad at them. How you going to be mad at them? Because you didn't follow the process that's clearly outlined that any adult would know under these circumstances. Nathan McCleskey, $2 super chat. Good for the IBF. Time to start acting like a champ. Exactly. Boss Red, 357. Sounds like a lot of guys are getting upset with their promoters. Shakur Stevens, Canelo, them guys under Eddie Hearn, Al Haymon, here they come. I didn't hear what Shakur said. Shout out to my dude Brian at Ego. Why is Dazn having issues making fights over money? I don't know. You gotta ask them. But my theory would be they have the starting 6 and they overpaying certain guys and they're not holding the guys to no standard. Like, Joshua Gerald Miller, it was cool. I was intrigued by it somewhat, but it wasn't like this big, it wasn't like this big, massive fight. And you're going to pay him all this money. You're going to pay all this money for Triple G, Steve Rolls. You're going to pay all this money for Canelo versus Rocky Fielding. That's your bad. You got to, if you breaking bread, you got to hold it to some standard. Same thing with ESPN, to be honest. How you going to pay Tyson Fury all this buku bucks if he's fighting the likes of Otto, Wallin, and Tom Schwartz? What is that really doing? That's just a bad business model. You set up to fail. Like the UFC, I commend them because they will make big fights. Guys will get knocked out in the UFC, and then they'll be in a tough fight their very next fight. Real talk. Yeah, Ben Askren, when he comes back, he's probably going to take a tough fight. Jorge Masvidal's next fight, even though he won, it's probably going to be a tough fight. Robbie Lawler, he just got knocked out not too long ago. You know, he lost to Ben Askren, and now he's about to fight Colby Covington. They're making hard fights, you know. Even if you lose or whatever, you win, lose, there's some difficult fights you got to face. You know, you can't just pick around and choose and, you know, do it at your leisure. And that's what I think Canelo's issue is Canelo, he's used to like calling the shots, and, you know, now you have other people's money tied up, a new streaming app. They trying to get money. They trying to, you know, trying to get their stuff done. So you just got to have a strong team. You got to have your team representing you in the best way. You can't be on vacation and your team ain't getting shit done for you, you know. And then now when you look bad, you're like, oh, hey, what happened? Blaming the IBF. How is it the IBF's fault? How would you get mad at anybody? Okay. Whether you want to get written up or not, if you have a job and they say you have a 10-minute grace period, anything after that is deemed late. And then every single day you come in late. And then they say, hey, you've been late 15 times this month outside of the grace period. We're writing you up. You're not going to like the fact that you're being written up, but how could you blame your company? How can you be mad at Kohl's for writing you up when you've clearly been late X amount of times and they following their rules? Come on, bro. That don't even make sense. You're going to be mad at someone for following their rules. IBF, they told you what you had to do. They told you your obligations as a champ. It's up to you and your team. If you're unable to fulfill, you know, listen, man, I'm the king of analogies. I got one for you. When you step foot on that airplane, they go over the safety rules and the seatbelt, but I travel so much, so I always hear this. When you're on the airplane, they say if you're sitting in an emergency exit row, you have to be willing to like open the door or whatever they said, right? You have to be willing to you have certain rules for sitting in the emergency exit row. You have to be willing to assist other blah blah blah. Do you accept this? So if you don't accept those responsibilities of being in the exit row with a little bit more room, then they'll find another seat for you. You have to give them a verbal yes. So again, why would you be upset for someone for following the rules? If you're in the emergency exit row in a airplane, there's certain rules, federal government regulations and rules. If you don't follow it, then that's your fault. You can't be mad at the airline for following their rules that are clearly displayed and outlined. Hold on. Give me 1 second, yo. Excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, Canelo can't be mad. If anything, you got to be mad at your team. If your team didn't, look in your best interest and make sure you submitted things. That's the point of having a good team. You know, Canelo's a fighter. He went through a tough training camp. Maybe he wanted to take a vacation. That's cool. But then your team got to be looking out for your best interest, following deadlines, and, making sure appropriate parties are communicated to, because this is a bad look for Canelo getting stripped. Canelo got stripped. Bro, you never seen this with Floyd. Tell me I'm lying. How? Canelo reminds me of the white Mexican from American Me. Oh, wow. Listen, how can Canelo be angry at anybody? Just explain that to me. What is the IBF supposed to do? Let you break the rules? And see, again, this. Derevyanchenko is represented by Al. And Al Haymon is, man, that motherfucker is powerful. Hold on. What the fuck? Can y'all hear me still? Can you guys hear me? Listen. All right. So the thing is this. Al Haymon is advisor for Sergey Derevyanchenko. So to me, this is an example of one team is following the procedures and protocol to put their fighter in the best position to win. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like he's being put, Sergey Derevyanchenko is being put in the best position to win. When Golovkin was ordered to fight against Sergey Derevyanchenko, Triple G didn't follow the rules. He was too busy trying to fight Vanes Martirosyan for whatever reason and then chase Canelo. So as a result, you know, Al Haymon and Derevyanchenko and DiBella, they chose to, you know, follow the due process to get their fighter the title shot. Golovkin got stripped per the rules. Golovkin went on to fight Canelo with one less belt. And then Derevyanchenko fought Jacobs for the belt. That's how Jacobs became IBF champion. Now, same thing. You had two fighters, Triple G and Canelo, back-to-back years, get stripped for failure to fight Derevyanchenko. So, to me, to be honest, this is a case of one team looking after their fighter and getting him the best possible scenario. He got a fight with Jacobs out of it, because Triple G would have been Triple G, but he got it out of Jacobs because Triple G didn't want to fight him at the time. And then now Canelo didn't fight him, so now he's probably going to fight Triple G. Colby Covington Lawler is off because Colby got knocked out in a hotel lobby by a fan. Is this real? Wow. Why would a fan? Damn, the fan hella strong. What? Why would a fan knock out? Wow. I never heard of that. I just been on here. I don't know if Derevyanchenko can beat, because he got hurt by Jack Kukale, but he could be a tough fight. I don't really know, because Triple G, he ain't fought for a year, and then when he did fight, he fought jelly rolls at a catchweight. So I don't really know. Because I don't really know where Triple G's at. I think we've already seen the best of Triple G. You know, he's still solid. He still has a chin and, you know, good jab and stuff like that. But he don't look as motivated. He don't look, you know, I don't know. I think we've seen the best that Triple G has to offer. He's getting older and stuff like that. So it could be a tough fight. I think Derevyanchenko could present a tough challenge to possibly beat Triple G or Canelo. You know, he's just going to have a great night, great camp, and be underestimated, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, to me, that's what this boils down to. Derevyanchenko's team did their thing because they represented their fighter and got him in the position to win. Canelo's team didn't do that. Canelo's team, Golden Boy team, they went around the rules, outside the rules, didn't follow processes, didn't meet deadlines, blew certain things off, and then now they mad that Canelo's looking bad out here in these streets. How is that? I don't understand what the real problem is. Yeah, Canelo's facing backlash because look how this shit played out. And new media is here to pick up the pieces and explain to you what we've been explaining, and we turned out to be right. So yeah, Canelo doesn't look great here. He didn't look good with the franchise title situation, you know. But that's your team. Your team and you are making these decisions that are producing these results. So I think Canelo, he got to put the ego and pride to the side and look at his situation and see what's good. Maybe get more hands on. Let's say it's not him. Let's say it's his team, whoever. You better get more hands on with your shit because you're looking bad as a result of it. You know, look at this. Al Haymon, he put Andy Ruiz in there. 5 weeks notice. Andy Ruiz became a king after beating Joshua. Al Haymon just gave Ruiz the fucking golden ticket. He just leveled up Andy Ruiz's whole fucking life in one night, putting him in that position. Top Rank didn't do it when they had Andy Ruiz. He was not even known about. So Al Haymon did, you know. Al Haymon put Keith Thurman in there with Manny Pacquiao. I had questions about Keith Thurman's heart, but after the Pacquiao fight, I'm like, all right, I can let, you know, Keith Thurman showed heart because Pacquiao was fucking him up in the early rounds. If you didn't have heart, you would have quit. And he actually won a lot of the later rounds. So he put Keith Thurman in a position to win. And I'm sure Keith Thurman made a lot of money along with Pacquiao. And he put Pacquiao in a position to win because Pacquiao's considered old. Some people didn't know if he was past it. That was a great performance, you know. Same thing with Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko's getting 2 title shots in 2 years. Al Haymon is representing his clients and following process, it looks like, to the point where he's putting his people in the position to win. You can't say Canelo's been put in a position where he looked faulty, where he looked fucked up being the franchise title champion, not fighting Charlo, you know, getting stripped of that title and elevated to some bullshit, you know, made up title, and then failed negotiation with Kovalev. Man, this is the deconstruction. Did you? Hey, I'm done, bro. He said, you see all the disrespect Pascal was showing Brown, the wig. I didn't. I can imagine why he wore a wig because he said he don't like to. He said he like to fight women. He don't like to fight guys, and I'm a guy, so I can imagine he probably put on the wig to act like he was a chick. Hey, he out of pocket, bro. Hey, Pascal gotta chill, bro. He tripping. I ain't see that though. That's clever. I'll give it to him if that's what he did. Hey, he out of pocket. He all the fucking way out of pocket. I ain't seen no fucking wig. Hell no. Who is this? Oh, whoops. Brown wants to kill him now. Oh, I can imagine. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see how Canelo's mad at the fans or anybody else. He's being put in a position. Derevyanchenko, it's what happens when you have a client. You're supposed to represent your client and do what's in their best interest. Golden Boy, they got to see Golden Boy. They got some explaining to do. They got Virgil Ortiz, who's a really good fighter on the up and coming. He fighting in Texas. No one's even talking about it. I don't even know who he fighting, or Roscoe or some shit, right? Canelo looking crazy with getting stripped twice in a couple months, doing his own thing. They had 4 prospects who were undefeated get knocked out in 6 days. It's looking crazy for Eddie Hearn, Golden Boy, and Dazn. Anyway, I'll be back with some more heat. Holla at the boy. Shout out to everybody who super chatted. Shout out to the shooters. I'll probably be back on in a little bit. I'm going to get something to eat, maybe get something to drink, and I'll be back.